the country, govern the country. Kenya needs to be governed. Kenya has so much. That's why Coons was here from the US, isn't it? To help the negotiation, isn't it? Why didn't he allow Americans to give us money for national dialogue? He knows we have money. We saw UK guys coming here. France was here. Why didn't they give us money? They know we have money. We are a middle income economy. Simba, when I was doing my PhD in Europe, when I just arrived, when I went to the business school, I was doing my PhD. You know, the day you are excited about your first time in school, isn't it? You didn't even sleep, I'm sure. So I arrived too early, and when I was in the school, I found the watchman. Someone passed me by the gate, then he parked his car. So I went to greet him, thinking actually he's the director of the business school. But he came and said, no, I'm the security guard. I said, hey, security guard driving your car, my brother. You see that's your car? Security guard is driving it in US, in Europe. Now, in Europe, when I was living in Europe, I was getting a stipend of 1,200. The watchmen earn an average of 800 euros. Me, I was earning 1,200 euros per month as stipend. I was not working. I was not earning. Actually, I was giving a stipend for studying. I was being paid to study. So, but for him, he was being paid. So he was earning 800. So I was seeing me as a black man earning more than a watchman. But a watchman is earning 800. What I'm trying to tell you here in this country, that it's possible. There's enough for everybody's need. But we don't have enough for everybody's greed. If we just stop greed and we focus on need, everybody will eat. And let's not go far. You look at the parable of Jesus feeding the 5,000. When Jesus told disciples, these people are hungry, give them food. They said there's no food, but Jesus was very intelligent. Solomonic, Jesus says that, what the problem here, that there are people who have little, some people have more than they need, some people have nothing. So he said, if we just shared, we'll eat. So we shared. Everybody ate until some remained. So some people are keeping money, they are going to die with them to the grave. Then the money is blown by lawyers fighting cases. How many times have we heard that people are fighting about, I don't know, billions of real estate? Somebody died here. He was just walking here as if he had nothing. But for you, you were sleeping, hungry every day. I did not have money to go to school. I got chased from school every day. And somebody just left billions of money. Now people are just fighting over that money. That's the only thing that remains, fighting over the money. So Simba, what we are trying to say here is that the discussion in Boma should center around equality, reducing the inequality gaps, isn't it? Removing corruption, strengthening institutions of governance. This is the way to do, because even if you reform IBC, there's some nonsense called interference in political parties. Why are they worried about interference in political parties, but they're not worried about interference with institutional governments like IBC, judiciary, and the rest? Those should concern you, because that's where Wanjiku gets justice. Any Kenyan who is aggrieved, can they get justice in court? Is it difficult to reach in court and get justice? Access to justice does not mean there's judiciary in Kisumu. Access to justice means that, can someone afford, for example, do we have state lawyers in the US or Europe? If you have any problem, they tell you, do you have a lawyer? If you don't have a lawyer, they give you a government lawyer. They are not the best, but at least you have a lawyer. In Kenya, even accessing your own lawyer, I call my lawyer as if my lawyer is my boss, and they tell you, no, we are very busy. So what I'm trying to say here, Simba, in short, let us focus on how can we transform this economy. The conversation in Bomas is self-interest for politicians. Of course, we always believe that whenever there's a self-interest of politician, they always throw some breadcrumbs so that we feel we're having something. For example, the cost of living is not the main agenda at the moment. Presidential term limit and the rest means somebody like you, when someone wants to rule for 14 years,
my God.
How will we be president, my brother?
I do not want to